Welcome back to Trim and True, where the lineups are sharp and the conversations are even sharper. I'm Headkrack, and today we're locked in with a barber who's more than talent. He's a presence. Style is my life ATL. And in the chair, we've got Sun is out, bringing energy, personality, and a real story. This isn't just about a cut. It's about confidence, growth, and what happens when you sit down and really talk life. Let's get into it. Trim and True, episode 16. Yo, we back with another episode of Trim and True. I'm sitting here with my man, Will.
What's going on, brother?
Yo, man, this is a dope spot we in right now, man. Tell us about it.
Actually, I've been here probably about 10 years. What was it, 10 years? October, the week of, right before Halloween. Yeah, so we've been here 10 years. The business is pretty good. You know, we have a nice group of guys that I've been working with for probably, 20 some odd years.
Wow.
Yeah, we are, we are like, family men. We take care of each other. We got each other's backs. We don't have no issues around here. You know, the clientele is pretty, solid people, family people. You know, we get a lot of kids and stuff. You know, we take care of them, and that's pretty much it. You know, the business is a pretty solid business, and
Dope. I mean, kind of like superheroes, everybody has an origin story. What's
Okay.
your origin story? Like, where you from originally? How'd you end up in Atlanta?
Born in Brooklyn, New York, and my mother left the city when I was probably about 4 years old. We moved to Augusta, Georgia, where I grew up at. And after I graduated high school, I came to Atlanta to attend Clark Atlanta University. So, find a way to make one. So, yeah, so we did that, and I've been cutting hair since I was like 12 years old. So my mom, I'm gonna give you a background on that. My mom, every Easter, she used to spend the money and have me fly for Easter and skip on the haircut. So she used to cut my hair.
Okay.
And jack it up.
Really?
So I was like, Mom, you know what? Let's cut this short. Just buy me a pair of clippers, right? First time I cut my hair, I messed myself up real bad, right? So the second time I was like, okay, I'm gonna let it go back, and I just take my time. So it took me about 2.5 hours to cut it. But after that, I started cutting everybody in the neighborhood, and that's part of who I've been all my life. I always cut hair. Even in college, I cut hair. You know what I mean?
So, from the first time you experimented on yourself, fumbled it, because we all do that at some point or another, man.
Right.
Like, just shave it all off, right?
Right.
By what point were you comfortable enough, like, charging people for your services? Like, were you out there, like, getting that bag at 14, 13, or?
Yeah, I was, back then, haircuts was about $3, $4, and that's all I was charging. So, just a little pocket change. It wasn't nothing, nothing crazy. Like, but, it kept me from having to, my mom was single, so it kept me from having to ask her for money. I always had my own money, so, it helped out.
Word.
Yeah.
So at what point did you decide to take it more serious and pursue that as like a career path?
Okay, so after I completed college, I really didn't want to work for anyone, so I came and got a job at a barbershop on a Cascade in the Publix Plaza. That was my first. The guy was like, okay, show me what you can do. So I had one of my brothers that I was cutting come up. I cut his hair. He was like, okay, you got a job. Come on in. You know what I'm saying? So from there, I've been doing this. I apprenticed, and I've been doing it ever since January 1999.
Okay. Yo, 26 years and counting, bro. Man, when you think about, what you guys do in the grooming space, it truly is art. And that's something that I started realizing in real time, more of these interviews I do. And every artist has a signature style. Picasso, he was good with the shapes.
Right.
Salvador Dali, he would do the melted thing. What is your signature haircut style? Like, what's that thing that you do better than anybody?
Ooh, I believe I'm pretty good with blends, with fades. My fades are usually pretty crispy, and my thing is my shape ups. I like to make sure my stuff is on point. You know what I mean? So people could leave out, they feel good, crispy. You know what I'm saying? So that's my thing. That's really my signature. You know, the hairline.
Word. Now, and like the way people walk in, a lot of times, you know, when they come into a barbershop, you know, the energy might be a little low because they, you know, they wolfing out. It's about that time.
Right.
And the way they leave is a completely different thing, man.
Right.
What's the story about a time where like somebody, you know, you can definitely tell you did that kind of work to where like, all right, man, I took this person from being like in a 25% space energy wise to like 1,000.
So I got a lot of those. So you know, especially over the years. But trying to think of one specific example. Well, I had a new client. He's been with me probably about 8 months ago. He moved down from Massachusetts. He sat with me and he was like, you know, just do your thing, bro. So after I cut him, he was like, oh man, you him. You my barber from here on out. So he's been rocking with me ever since. And that's, you know, that stuff make me feel good, you know, to make brothers feel good. You know what I'm saying? So that's part of the reason why I stuck with it all these years, because, you know, the energy shifts. So like if you put out good energy into the world, you get back good energy. So that's how I roll in life, you know.
I rock with that.
Yeah.
You know, how important is it for you to make that impression, you know, for a first timer? You know what I mean? Because, you know, anytime somebody walks in for the first time, that sets the trajectory of like, you know, getting that consistent money
Right.
every couple weeks from this person forever, or just it being a one and done.
Right. So I'll give you a backstory on that. So back to Publix on Cascade. So we had different types of barbers in there, right? Some cut for speed, some cut for quality, some cut, you know, just trying to get heads in and out. Me, I decided to be a guy who's gonna cut for quality. You know what I'm saying? I want to make sure my stuff is on point every single time. It's not a game for me. It's a career. So it's not like I'm chasing the fast money. I want the longevity. I want the relationships.
Yeah.
Which is the real currency in life anyway. Like most people don't really understand that. You know? Yeah. So.
Because if you get people in and out, you can't pay that attention to detail like you want to pay. You know, like if you just just rushing people through. So like and that's what gets the repeat customers. You know, a lot of times, you know, especially in the space we're in right now, we're watching AI overtake a lot of things, right? But you know, this industry doesn't really seem to be touched by that, which is kind of dope because, like, you know, hey, listen, you can't AI your haircut. You got to actually go see a professional. But aside from that, what is one of the hardest things about being a barber today?
For me, the shift for me was social media. So I'm old school. So I'm like, you know, I came from passing out flyers and passing out cards and stuff to build your clientele. Now everybody's on the internet and they're charging, you know, whatever they charge. You know, me, I don't charge as much as, you know, everybody else does or whatever the case may be, but because I believe in, like I said, the relationship. It's not about the money for me, it's more about the relationships. Of course, I still have to survive in this world, but it's more about the relationships for me. So that's what I'm built upon, you know what I mean?
Yeah, nah,
I don't want to price myself out and get rid of all my clients, and, you know, I'd rather just stay in a nice space where it's still affordable and people still, you know, can come back and still, you know, maintain their grooming. So forth.
I have noticed in the last few years that there has been like a shift in the pricing in the grooming space. What do you feel like that is attributed to? Is it just like the cost of living, cost of materials going up, you know, because like, you know, these alcohols and these spice bombs and these clippers and clipper solution, all that stuff ain't cheap.
No, it's not. But, you know, one thing that I understand, you know, everything changes in life, right? Everything shifts. So, you know, no disrespect to those guys. You know, I'm proud of them. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, we come from an era where haircut was what, $15, $20, and, you know, to a kid it was $8 and so forth and so on. So whatever they charge is what they charge. That's a blessing. That's their craft. They should be able to charge what they feel they are worth. You get what I'm saying? But you know, just for me, it just, you know, I don't really get into that because I'm from the old school, so I don't get into, you know, the advertisement and the book, you know, the this, that, and the third, and the show and so forth and so on. But I just keep it basic and keep try to, you know, keep my customers coming back and create quality and create relationships. And that's it. That's who I am.
Word. Do you miss the old school posters that used to have like the pictures of the hairstyles?
Yeah, that
so
was
someone
part of the shop. But I get
Yeah.
it. You don't need it anymore because people come in with the Pinterest pictures and this, that, and the third. And, they come and show you, this is what I want, and I just try to duplicate it, and that's it. It's just a different world we live in now. It's the information age. It's, everything is on the phone, so you don't really need to do the cut charts and so forth and so.
I wonder what the last day was like at that company that makes those posters. Like when the foreman had to walk in and be like, "Listen, man,
It's over with.
wrap it up. We ain't getting no more pictures.
Right.
Pinterest, man. Blame Pinterest."
Right.
A lot of times people do get it mixed up, man. Like, you guys are barbers, you guys are stylists, you're groomsmen, but you're not magicians. What's the time where someone came in here and asked for a hairstyle that they did not have the equity on top of their head to pull off?
Oh, that happens a lot. But for me, like, I don't know. Like I said, I'm one of those guys who I work by appointment, so I really don't do walk-ins like that. But when I do, I can kind of sense, I've been doing it so long, I kind of sense who's gonna be a headache, and I run from headaches.
You don't want to inherit that stress and have that stress walking into your studio every week.
All money, not good money. So,
I feel that.
Right. So I pass them along to somebody else or something. So.
Are you ever in a position to where you have to break bad news to people in a space of because here's the thing, we see ourselves in the mirror face on. We don't have eyes in the back of our head like our parents used to say, right? How do you tell somebody that they have a hole in the roof if they didn't know? Because most people, when it starts thinning at top, you don't know because you don't see it happening in real time. But when you see somebody who's been coming to you for maybe a couple years and you start to notice the subtle changes, how do you break that to them, or you just let them find out on their own?
Well, a lot of times they ask, what you think about, my hair, I think it's thinning or so forth and so on. And I'm like, man, we can just take it a little bit lower, or we can, figure out how to manage it. I know how to hide certain things, So I've made mistakes in people's head and actually zeked them and figured out, we all have. And we talk about it all the time. We can just figure out how to blend it in and hide it. So you can, it's ways to manipulate the hair where you can hide certain bald spots, and just depending on how bad it is, But if you, if you don't have nothing up here, there's nothing I really can do other than paint it.
Yo, I remember when that first started coming out and I was seeing certain artists come by the studio and it's just like, yo, who's gonna tell them? When you see new trends come in, because a lot of times, especially I'm from the old school too, right? You be stuck in your ways, like, oh hell no, I ain't doing that. You know what I'm saying? So when you started seeing the Beijing come into play and the hair fibers, were you receptive to that?
Yeah.
Or was there a little bit of pushback?
I was a big Beijing guy back in the day. I used to do the Beijing, on cats and the real sharp hairlines and all that stuff. I used to do all of that stuff back in the day. But I don't do it as much because I'm more on a natural look. I do use the fibers though. The fibers, they work pretty real well for me. You know what I mean? But I don't do it so heavy where it looks fake. I just try to make it look natural.
Yeah. Now there be some people that be walking around with it so caked up with if you lick your thumb and go like that, it'll just come right off like magic marker.
Right.
What's a hairstyle you want to see never come back again?
Ooh. Probably, what was the joint we used to wear back in the day? When it was low, the shag.
Yo,
But
that is the most hated hairstyle on this platform. If there was a hate this hairstyle leaderboard, it's in the front running.
But the Texas boys brought it back.
And
some of them wear it.
Yeah,
out there in Texas,
proudly.
Right. No, that's terrible.
It's almost like the Black Benjamin Franklin, because he kind of had that too, but in a white way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like the presidential shag.
Right.
I think if they called it something else, I think, it's kind of like bean pies.
Right.
I be telling my Muslim brothers, I should call it something else.
Right.
Because I went most of my life not eating it. It was like, I want a bean pie.
Right.
When I finally had it, I'm like, yo, I could have been eating bean pies my entire life.
Yeah, they good.
You should call it nutmeg pie.
Oh, right.
It's all about the packaging. It's all about the packaging.
True indeed.
Man, so so we talked about, all the things that got you to where you are. Where do you see yourself 5-10 years from now?
In the barber space?
Yeah.
Really, that's a great question. I see myself, maintaining what I'm doing now currently, and possibly, you know, some growth, you know, and just figuring out how to brand myself a little bit better, you know. So that's the key for everything now that I'm understanding how, you know, the internet works. You have to be willing to change with the times a little bit, and that's part of my problem. I haven't really changed a little bit. I did start using a booking app, which changed my life.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So that changed my life because before that, son will tell you, like I might be in here, might have 8, 9 people waiting.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it used to be crazy, but now I get people in and out. You know, they can plan their day better. So my next step probably is just marketing myself better on the internet. You know, for growth and you know, doing some investing, so forth and so on, stuff like that. That's my plan. Pushing for retirement. You know, so.
Dope.
Yeah.
You know, the beauty of this industry is, you know, like, you know, if you're a basketball player, you can play till your body gives out on you.
Right.
If you're a rapper, you can rap until you run out of things to rap about. But
Right.
you know, because rap's still so new, you literally can rap forever if you want. But like, yo, like this is an industry to where like you don't necessarily age out. It seems like, you know, like you should probably only get better with time, right?
Right. Yeah, your experience and you know, technique and stuff. You know, you like just like with anything else, like basketball player. I played basketball growing up, so it's just about repetitions. Everything in life is the better. The more you do it, the better you get at it. Supposedly, you know,
Yeah.
some people, you know, just depending on who they are. But me, I try to, you know, implement different things in and try different things and try to see what sticks for me. You know what I mean? And that's you know, that's life in itself. You know what I mean?
It's wild, like if you do it for, like if you cut for a long time and get worse as time goes by, like
Right.
that'd probably
That
be
shouldn't
like
happen, right?
vision, right? Like,
Yeah, vision, or you know, a lot of people have, you know, hand issues and so forth. You know, carpal tunnel comes into play with some barbers, but I never really had those issues. I
yeah,
don't have vision problems. I don't have any problems with my hands, anything like that.
like, do you have to like do a lot of self maintenance after like a very arduous week of doing what you do? Do you go get hand massages to
Nah,
keep
I don't do
everything
it.
loose?
No, I don't do that stuff. Most I do, like, you know, my man son will tell you, you know, I just work out. You know, I kind of fell off a little bit recently, but all my life I always worked out. So that's my maintenance. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
for my mental, keep my mental together, keep my body together, you know, keep my heart, you know, take care of myself, try to take care of myself.
Keep the body sharp, keep the brain sharp. There it is, man. Well, yo, the homie Sonny's in the building. We gonna get him in the chair. We gonna talk to him. Then we gonna talk to y'all both together, man. Thank you so much for your story about your journey, man.
Appreciate you too, bro.
And thank you for keeping it classically you.
Right.
Because sometimes people work so hard to keep up with the times that they lose themselves in the process. And the fact that you still keep the foundation of what got you to this point, but are still willing to like add new things to the repertoire is dope, man. And like, yo, man, like, yo, you keeping it classic, man. Classic and futuristic at the same time.
Thank you.
My guy. My man Sonny has entered the chair, man of the people.
What up, my brother?
A familiar face to people who know culture, not only in the music space, but also the culinary space as well, man. Let's talk about it all, man. So for people who are maybe seeing you for the first time, tell us your story.
Well, from Rochester, New York, technically the west side of the city. I moved to Atlanta in 2004 in pursuit of my hip hop dreams. I've always felt like I belong in that realm of life. Growing up, my older brothers and sisters, I'm the youngest of 5.
Okay.
My oldest brother David, he was in the Marines when I was a child. So like when I was like 5, 6, he would come home from the Marines. And when he come home, he looked just like Run DMC. Like, I mean, he had the belt buckle, straight leg Levi's. Like, my brother was fresh, waves, killing it. My other brother, Tone, in the 80s, him and his friends, Clarence, Todd, and Donnie, same thing. You know, it was like 87. My brother's 6 years older than me, so he's 13 at the time. So he's looking, you know, they're looking like, lords of the, leaders of the new school, like they fresh, the Nike Forces, the sweatsuits, the match. So growing up in Rochester on Kenwood Avenue, outside of my mother's house, I tell people this, it looked like the scene in Paid in Full outside in front of the store.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So it was the E30s, DJ B Swift used to, it was his dad's, but he'd pull up in a drop Corvette. Like, my childhood was dope growing up. It was full blown hip hop. So I thought my siblings were the same people on TV until I got older. Like my sister friends, I thought they was like Salt and Peppers, Vanessa Sequence and shit like those chicks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and of course that came with trips with my brother to the barbershop. And you at the barbershop, so you on the block, you see the dice games. You know the old head, the OGs with the 40s, and so the whole environment was before me. So coming to Atlanta to chase my dreams and become a rapper, it was just something that I felt was destined for me. But growing up in Rochester, we 6 hours from New York City.
Right.
So we didn't have the outlets. Besides Rick James from Buffalo.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
Rick James is from Buffalo. The R&B singer Tweaks from Rochester. One of the members from Two Live Crew was actually born in Rochester.
Brother Marquise, was it?
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So technically though, I am probably like the first one from Rochester on the hip hop level that the city can be at home and be like, yo, that's my man. Or
Yeah.
like I come back home, they can still touch me, and hang out. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. So that was my journey. Coming here in 106 in Park. So I got on 106 in Park via Hot 107.9 radio with Coco Brother. Coco Brother had a show with E.T. back then. It was called Coco Brother show was called
Was this before he got into like the more spiritual space?
it was before the spiritual.
Okay, so
Coco Brother and the Home Team.
Okay.
So this was like Coco Brother's always been spiritually grounded, but this is before he took it to the next level.
Got you.
You know what I mean? And yeah, so even the Freestyle Fridays, every Friday, like I'll be up to the Battle Cats, and if the person who they interviewed that day, like the artist started hanging around, like Ja Rule hung around to meet me one time. Eric Sherman called up live and gave me props one time. So the journey in the age has been amazing, man, and I could say I spent a good 13 years on the grind of hip hop, and then right when COVID hit, my daughter, who's 11 now, couldn't nobody go nowhere, but from traveling and touring, I would always like make replica meals at home from restaurants I ate at. One of my favorite foods of eating is like Italian, so I went to Carmine's NYC for the first time, and I met during COVID, I ended up befriending the head chef, Chef Glenrock, through Instagram, and he actually sent me the recipe for the fettuccine Alfredo, but the garlic butter was technical, so he helped me with that via Instagram. And that night, my daughter looked at me and said, "Dad, I think everybody needs to eat your food."
Wow.
And I took that as like the voice of God when she said it like a few more times. You know what I mean? I was like, damn, like, and I've always been a person that I love cooking, right? My two best friends back home, Webb and Daniel. Every time I come home in the summer for the last several years, they ask me to make this dish I got called quesadilla lasagna. Like literally, if they don't come home, yo, I'm at the grocery store grabbing up everything for quesadilla lasagna. I'm gonna bring it through. It's crazy. Like kids love it. Like kids love it. And then my cheeseburger sliders. They would like those are two things they would request. And then one day my boy Webb was like, "Yo, G, I'm telling you, man, if you open up a spot, man, you'll probably go platinum off of food before music." You know what I'm saying? No pun, you know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to say nothing bad, but like you talented, G. And my boy Webb, when I was in Rochester rapping, back when Rockaway came out, the clothing brand, he would see me sometimes and be like, "Man, let me find out you got the Rockefeller deal. You ain't saying nothing." Because, I had the leathers, the outfits. But my man Big Dave, he had a clothing store called Mad Flavors back in Rochester. So they had all the fly stuff. So, if you was a good customer, you get a discount. They show love. So getting dressed and being fresh was, it was nothing less.
Yo, but there's so much to unpack there. So
Yeah, it is, my bad.
No, but no,
Yeah.
I'm all like caught up in the story. So Rochester being 6 hours away from New York City.
Yeah.
What made you bypass New York City, which would, for some people, would be the next logical stop to come all the way to Atlanta?
For doing that. Well, this is when I first journeyed to Atlanta, it was like '99, and I came down, and my man Jazzy, he took me to Frozen Palace in College Park. And we was at Frozen Palace, and I realized on that trip, I ain't recognize none of the music. You know what I'm saying? So I would ask people, "Oh, that's such and such, but they from here. Or that's such and such from here." So I go back to Rochester, and I want to chase my dreams on rapping. But to me, I just felt like I'm already from Rochester. And I love New York City.
Mm.
But coming from Rochester to New York, it's not the same love.
They treat people who are not in the 5 boroughs a lot differently.
You know,
especially during that pocket of time.
I mean, I'll tell you this, man. One time I was at Funk Flex. This is when I got my deal. Me and Jermaine Dupri at Funk Flex. And Funk Flex was like, oh, you from Rochester, you from up there. And we like got into it. Because when he said from up there, I got defensive. Because I've always heard, oh, y'all country up there, y'all like this, y'all like that. And I mean, I'm not glorifying prison, but it takes for a cat to go upstate, spend time in the mountains.
Yeah.
And that's when you be like, yo, them cats from Rochester is real deal. I was doing a record with Tragedy Gaddafi recently, a couple years ago. Word is born, yeah. Shout out Tragedy, the whole Queens, one of my favorite rappers. I was doing a record with him, and I had brought my cousin with me who I just came from doing 17. Tragedy, one of his favorite rappers. Actually, the cousin that influenced me to rap, DL, my cousin Damien. Tragedy homeboy was there. And of course, these two old heads get to talking about that upstate shit, like prison shit.
Yeah.
And dude was like, yeah, man, I was up there like in 86, man, locked up. And it was like 50 niggas with curls. And we like, what they did? Shit, cats from, what they did? Shit, these LA gangbangers in New York. And Cass was like, nah, we from Rochester. Like, you know what I mean?
So Rochester was heavy on the West Coast wave, fashion-wise?
It's the countryness.
Okay.
So people from, like my mother from West Virginia.
Okay.
If you was from the South, like how Will mother left, like how my barber Will was saying, he was born in Brooklyn, but his mother went to Augusta, Georgia.
Yeah.
She ain't come to Atlanta. She went to Augusta. If you came from the South, you may have stopped in New York, but Rochester had Kodak, we got Bosch Alarm, we had Xerox. So we had great factory jobs.
All right.
So my granddad moved his family to, so if you went to Rochester, you went there to get money. If you went to New York, you went there to hustle.
Have a good time, yeah.
Have a good time, be in the grind. So yeah, so you know, that's the difference. I didn't go to New York because I felt like it was oversaturated with rappers. I didn't want to feel the backlash of, oh, you from Rochester. And with my talent, I knew I could outshine in Atlanta. So if you was from Atlanta and you was from New York rapping, I'm about to kill you.
Smart, calculated chess moves that you made when you break it all down like that. Because I remember seeing you on 106 in Park, and it was always like a highlight. You know what I'm saying? Because there was few people who stood out. It was people like yourself, Jen,
Rest in peace, Poster Boy, who
Poster Boy,
passed.
yeah, Blind Fury.
Blind Fury.
I mean, it was such a dope pocket of time, and I feel like, you know, you operating during that time, like right before everything started going digital, right?
Right.
You was in there in that sweet spot where,
where
TV still mattered, physical copy still mattered, and then you get the attention of Jermaine Dupri, like you mentioned.
Yeah.
How did that come about? Was it from the 106 in Park episode?
Nah, it wasn't. So, meeting JD. So one night, shout out to AG Entertainment.
Okay.
AG owned a club called Visions. Visions was the most popular club in Atlanta at the time. Thursday nights was unmatched, right? Celebrity night. So one night, me and my boy Breeze, we getting ready to go. My man Shaman, me, him, Cujo, we all, like, when I moved down here, God bless the dead, my man Cujo and Shaman and my boy Malario, we was the 4-pack as far as the what you call it, the stipulation was, if we let you move from Rochester to Atlanta, you can crash on the couch. You're not gonna starve. We'll make sure you're good to a degree.
Okay.
But you gotta rap every night. If we find an open mic, you gotta rap. If we say, yo, son, show 'em, you rap. But I love rapping, so that was my thing, right? So one night we getting ready to go to Visions, and we get the Visions, and I was into the DuPont Registry magazines, right? So I knew about the Phantom.
Break that down. What's that?
DuPont Registry is like the high-end magazine with automobiles and cars and boats and stuff like that. So on the plane, instead of like, I would get my Source magazine, but I would get the DuPont Registry because I was like, growing up, my dad built motorcycles and worked, him and my Jamaican uncles, they owned a transportation company, Associate Cab. Okay. So I guess I just always had a love for cars. But in the DuPont Registry, the Phantom was coming out, and real quick, the Phantom got an umbrella in the back door, right? In the back door of the Phantom, there's an umbrella. Comes with the car.
Okay. I heard somebody rap about it. I don't remember who.
Funny you say that, right? So it's funny you say you heard somebody rapping about it. So that night, we get the Visions, and it's a cream Phantom parked outside. And I tell my man Breeze, yo, whoever driving that could get us somewhere.
Okay.
When we come out the club, We need to know who driving that car, right? So I come out and I hear, yo, son. Then I hear my government, yo, Daniel. Fuck said my government out here. You know what I mean? So, but he's leaning into the driver window of the Phantom. Totally forgot what I told him. But when I saw that, oh shit, he talking to who driving the Phantom. My bad. Cursing.
No, you good.
So I walked down and it's Big Bob. Unbeknownst to us that night, he's the head of security for Jermaine.
Okay.
So Big Bob is driving the Phantom. We had one record produced by a producer named Jay Hen. It was called Long Time Coming.
And this is as a crew.
This is it's me and Breeze.
Okay, got you.
My man Malaria.
Not Breeze ever flowing.
Nah. We just call him Breeze. Okay, cool. Yeah, Shaman. His friend Malaria was friends with this producer named Jay Hen, who actually got a repertoire working with Interscope and Dre and all that.
All right.
So Jay Hen produced his record. It was a Sam Cooke sample. We got Cocoa Brother. My man Taz used to work for Cocoa Brother. Taz snuck the record to Cocoa Brother up to the station and got it on air that night, that day, right? So it played that Friday. We battled that night. We go to Visions that Thursday. Following Thursday, we go to Visions the Timeline. Friday, weekend, Visions Thursday, Phantom, Big Bob. Breeze gives Big Bob the CD. Big Bob plays it. We only got 2 copies. CD's expensive to get back then. Yeah. Yeah, copy for the studio. So Big Bob like, yo, I'm gonna play it at home in my whoop whoop. I'm like, damn, where the other copy at? Shit's in the car. So before we let him take that copy, I just started freestyling. During the freestyle, I mentioned the umbrella in the back door of the Phantom. Bob, we get a phone call that next day. Meet me at 50-yard line in College Park.
Okay, that's another club?
Yeah,
Is it still around?
in College Park. It is. 50-yard line is still around.
Okay.
Yeah, so 50-yard line, man, they used to have Hennessy. They used to have Cognac Tuesdays, man, $2 shots. Me and my OG Jazz used to take me there and get flooded. It's crazy. But good times at old ATL. Peace. Good times at old ATL. So we meet Big Bob. First thing when we walk in the 50-yard line, Big Bob got the umbrella on the table. He said, yo, I didn't even know the Phantom had an umbrella in the back door. When I got home that night, I checked. So he befriended us and he told us, I'll walk you through some doors, but I won't do no paperwork for management.
Okay.
I think y'all managing yourselves just fine. I think Sonny, you're the best marketing promoter for you, and I think your man Breeze is a great manager. If y'all need me, call me, but I'll walk you through some doors. So Thursday was coming up. Big Bob hit us. Y'all want to go to Visions? Go to Visions. Big Bob introduces us to AG. Best thing that ever happened for some kids that love the club, because from that night on, AG always let us in free through the back door.
Yo.
Even if we had to wait an hour in the VIP area for the celebs to go in, he'll come and say, I got you. You know what I'm saying? So that was a big plug. And then the phone call came, you'll meet me at Jermaine's studio. So now we pulling up to Jermaine's studio, So Def Studio, Southside. But Jermaine ain't saying shit to me. Jermaine walking past like we ain't even there. He only spoke if it was spoken to. You know what I'm saying? Yo, what up, Jay? Hey, y'all big Bob little niggas. You know what I'm saying? And that's how that came about, man. And then Bob introduced me to everybody from T.I. to Pharrell, Nelly. Had, made God Bless the Dead, Shakur Stewart, Shake. Man, I had one of my best meetings ever in the industry with him. You know what I'm saying? It was the greatest ever, man. And I could just say, man, he was so marveled over my talent. He was honest. He was like, man, we just signed this cat named Rick Ross from Miami. We about to start Jeezy shit. It'd be like a year if I could squeeze you in, but bruh, I messes with you. To the point where, he would call me, yo, what you doing tonight? Come meet me out. You know what I'm saying? Losing somebody like that at the time, it affected me kind of heavy because it was like somebody really believing it.
Yeah, and man, and it seems like that happens to a lot of great people who go on to do great things. You think about the situation, Mike losing Cuss before, he got the championship.
Feel me?
You know, even like in the rap space, you know, my man Smooth B from Nice and Smooth.
Yeah.
Like, you know, he's been doing a solo thing for a minute. He had a manager, you know, a few years back who passed away right as Smooth's trajectory was, you know, he was starting to build a bigger identity outside of Nice and Smooth. And then his manager passed away, and it's just like, you know, and it just made him like focus on some other things for a second. But like, I think his next evolution is going to be even greater. But that put wind in your sails to
It did.
go
It
further.
did. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Shay gave me big motivation, man. I mean, I even hung out with him and Too Short at Oakland during like a Thanksgiving weekend before. You feel me? And they
Wow.
wasn't even gonna let me in the club that night. And then Shakir was walking up as I was going to take my New York Fitted back to the car. He's like, "Yo, Sonny." I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Where you going?" They told me to take my car. I had the Usher outfit on. I got my blazer,
Okay.
V-neck tee, jeans, Timbs with my Yankee hat, but
Yeah.
they wasn't trying to hear it.
A little balance of the streets, a little
I
exquisite.
thought it was
man.
casual enough.
Man,
But,
I got kicked out of a party under the same guys one time. Like
But,
it was black tie, but I had
Shake
a
was
tie
like, "Man,
kicks
hell
on.
with that, come on." And yeah, let me in with everything. "Oh, Shay, you with you? Yes, my boy from the East Coast, man. It's Sunny NY." So that was a great thing, man. But when the fourth quarter hit, throughout all this, I always heard when the fourth quarter hit, the industry don't really call you.
Shuts
Things go dead and shut down.
Yeah.
So around Thanksgiving, the calls got light from Bob. Things got light, and then boom, I was at my man Marcus. I was at my man Marcus Bradford crib on my give up conversation. I'm about to go back to Rochester, man. It's over with. You know what I'm saying? Some things that happened. My boy Breeze ended up bouncing. What I came down and had me going started like dismantling, killing the energy for me. And I was like, "Oh shit," you know what I mean? You know, my man MB hit me with a zip of smoke and $500 and said, "Yo, when this get low, call me, but don't go nowhere.
Okay.
Like you got too much traction, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like don't go back home. Ain't shit back there." And I listened to him. And like a week later, I get a phone call from my peoples, and they like, "Yo, they yelling your name on the radio," because I had stopped going to Freestyle Friday too. I've been a champion for almost a year. It's like October, ain't nothing happening, so I stopped going to the radio doing that. And my man
Freestyle Friday that they were doing here in Atlanta.
on Cocoa Brothers show.
Okay,
Hot 107.
gotcha.
Yeah, I was a champ for like going on a year, bro. Never
Gotcha.
lost a Friday, but I stopped going. So, Pills. It's a rapper named Pills from Atlanta who I got signed to MMG the same time that Wale did. Pills was now the champion on there, and there was another battle rapper from Rochester, Reggie P. Reggie P. He caught a deal with Game. So like, I made battle rapping in Atlanta popular. I was on the radio from New York. Cats from Atlanta would call and be like, "Yo, the New York cat won." You know, so I was like, it was a rapper named Jay Young, killed him. Cyree the Kid.
Oh yeah, yeah, I know him. Yep.
Crushed him a couple times on the radio. You know what I'm saying? So,
Did you ever used to do the Apache battles too?
yeah, God bless the dead, Dres the Beatnik.
Yo, his birthday was just the other day, man. Happy belated.
Yeah, that's where I honed my skills at. You know what I'm saying? Like I would go to those joints, battle cats, crushing it. Jamal from Illegal, shut him down in Buckhead for like $5,000 one night. You feel me?
Was that an MC War thing?
Nah, just like cats with money. My man Cool J had a bag. His peoples had some bread, and it got so bad like they wanted to fight because I wouldn't rap nothing written. But I can't memorize nothing written. Like I have an issue.
That's what makes a great freestyler.
So
like
I had
that's
that problem,
man.
feel me?
Yeah.
But yeah, so I get the call and they like, "Yo, they having a BT at Cocoa Brothers station. They having a rap off, and whoever win tonight go to 106. Now, mind you, I turned down 106 in the spring of 04 because I'm like, I don't want to do battle rap. I'm trying to get a deal. I don't want to do that. And then they came at me again. So the third time, when they was at the radio, it was such hype about it. Like they came to Atlanta, they wanted to find somebody from the South to compete because they never had a Southern winner, and everybody's been from the East Coast, blah, blah, blah. So I go up there. They let me keep my rank as champion. Okay. So whoever went out of Reggie P and Pill got to battle me now.
Okay.
And if I lose, they go. If I win, I go. And again, everybody calling from Atlanta. "Yo, man, I know he ain't from Atlanta, man, and y'all came from somebody from the South, but man, y'all gotta let Rochester go on 106. So long story short, I kill it. And they like, "We'll give you 2 weeks to decide if you want to come on the show." Because after I got done, I'm still like, man, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
but I'm also feeling the effects of the industry slowing down. So I'm like, shit, I might want to take this shot. You know what I mean? And I look at the calendar. I'm gonna be on TV on Christmas Eve. That's why I went on 106, because I wanted to get dressed fresh and be the first person from upstate New York, from Rochester, rapping on TV in our era.
Yeah.
And that's why I went.
That's what's up.
You know what I'm saying? I even prayed to God, yo, God, let me win this first week. The second week, we gonna be on TV. The world gonna see us. Who's not watching 106 on Christmas Eve? Feel me? And so I got that. And it's funny because on the first episode of 106, Free had asked me, like, you know, what you think you gonna do? And I was like, well, you know, 7 weeks is God number, so I'm not here to lose. And we did it. So the second week, Jermaine invites me. I get the phone call now, so now Bob calling again. He called me Christmas Eve day when I was in Rochester and said, yo, everybody call up my phone, like, why you let your artist go on BET and rap and do rap battles? That could hurt his, you know, what he's trying to do. And I'm like, well, shit, they ain't calling us. You always told me do what I gotta do. He said, yeah, but you know, that's, if you lose, man, nigga. I said, man, I ain't, come on, Bob.
No risk, no reward.
You know what I'm saying? It's facts. I'm already risking it. So.
Yeah.
And so we get back, and Jermaine, he had Social Death Radio that time. So now he talking shit on the radio. Yeah, this cat named Sonny, and he had this dude from Queens named Slim, who was on his team. He had T Waters, who was being managed by Bart. So he got them at the radio, and he like, yeah, I got my MCs up here. We'll come up here and do a battle. Ooh. But they ain't really want a battle. They ain't want that. Yeah. But they invited me up. So I went up, met him. Then that night, went back to the studio. And that's when we had the conversation. And Jermaine asked me, what would you do after 106? And I said, shit. I said, if I was you, I'd come on TV. I'd give me a chain. Sign me live on TV, do the Rockefeller chaining thing. And within 30 days or 60, I'll put out a video. 30 days to 60 after that, I drop a debut project. Got to keep up with the smoke.
Yep.
And he was like, damn, you said that like you were like a real...
Like you...
I said, I ain't
running a label.
I got vision.
Yeah, mapped it out.
Said, like, you been in the label already. I said, nah, just common sense. I'm a hustler. I think that's how it go, right? Feel me? So that's how it was. That's how it went. Majority of the actual plan laid out. Everything doesn't go your way. You feel me? So I think my fan base didn't like the taste of the second single, which was the introduction record with JD, produced by the Track Boys. Like, we kind of went from Primo to Jermaine.
Yeah, you made adjustments.
It was a harsh, it's like, you know, it's kind of like my restaurant, right? My motto is, this ain't a cheesesteak at Hudson and Alphonse. So it's like going from Hudson and Alphonse to American Deli.
Yeah, right. It's a completely different conversation.
Two different taste palettes.
Yeah, so I mean, your music career is crazy, and then going back to what your daughter was saying about like your cooking ability.
Yeah.
So investing all that time and energy into music, and then leaning full speed into a completely different dynamic.
Whole other artistic
when
world.
You have all this equity in this space.
Right.
How hard was it for you to make that adjustment mentally and also like physically leaning into it?
So I would say more mental than physical.
Okay.
Right, because I work out a lot. I'm in shape physically. Mentally though, it's one of my mentors, my guy who owns Jason, Mr. Jason, who's on him and his wife, they own Mr. Everything.
Okay.
When I told him I was gonna do this, he said, yo, I know you a hustler, I know you're not afraid, you willing to take risks, but this is like a whole nother world. It's gonna be the hardest shit you ever did in your life. And I'm up for it, you know what I'm saying? I come from Rochester, I played the streets for a good majority of my adolescent years. I did a lot of hard-headed things that led to hard problems, you feel me? So I'm not afraid of the hard world. But he wasn't lying. This is probably the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. My daughter's last 2 years in high school were the most difficult 2 years of my life because I missed so much of it.
Yeah.
When you have children, they say from the birth to 18, you get 940 Saturdays. I missed the last 300 and 360, I believe. If I did my math right. 360 times 367, yeah, 720. I missed the last 720 half of that. 52 Saturdays, so 104.
In a year, yeah.
I missed 104 Saturdays.
Do the math in the comments.
Do the math in the comments. They gonna be like, ain't that the God? What's today's mathematics? Sheesh. But anyway, you know what I mean? But anyways, you get my point. The last 2 years of high school, I missed every Saturday running the deli. And it affected me. You feel me? Because you put sacrifice of perspective.
Yeah.
You know, so
and time moved differently when you really immersed into something else.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like, I love this journey I've been on. I thank God for my child speaking the wisdom that she spoke. I thank God for giving me the vision. I'm really grateful because coming from during that point, my man Westside Gun, Benny, Conway, Griselda, they were emerging. And it was a time in my life where I prayed that somebody else from my region would get this, would be able to feel what I felt, experience what I experienced coming from where we come from and my dreams coming true as a rapper. So I've always yearned for somebody else to get that. Plus, I needed somebody else to take the hate. Like, focus that shit over there.
Right.
You know what I mean? Being the first one ain't always the best gift in the world.
You're the first one to catch the arrows. You know what I mean?
Arrows.
It's like in war movies where they would send mysteriously the band
the
out
band
first. Like, that's a terrible battle strategy.
Right.
They're going to hear y'all coming. You're going to shoot the piccolo
I
player.
didn't even thought about that.
Yo, and I had the opportunity to pull up on you with my man Polly Rob and the fam. And yo, man.
Yo, y'all was the first ones to eat food off of the stove.
Really?
That's what took me so long that day.
We was the inaugural.
I didn't want to tell you that, bro. Because we was at the Rock Marcy
concert
the night before. And you know, I've been cooking out the building, but I was on a Blackstone.
Okay.
And that day, I took the Blackstone out because you're not really not supposed to be cooking on the Blackstone in the building because it's outside. So I took it out, and I was like, yeah, when I come in here tomorrow, I'm gonna prep my stove because the stove was brand new. Look like a pair of Air Force Ones. You feel me? Like brand new stove. I ain't wanna fuck it up. You know, I'm not that type of person.
Yeah.
I buy new clothes like athletic gear, but I don't buy it for the gym. You know what I mean? My athletic clothes I buy today, see the gym 2 years from now, probably.
Makes sense.
But when we was at the show, you were so adamant about coming through. I'm like, damn, all right, these niggas wanna come. So when y'all hit the next day, I was like, damn, he really coming. Polly Rob, Headkrack, they really pulling up. So that was the first day I cooked off the stove. Word, and I was nervous.
Well, listen.
I was nervous. The reason why I was nervous because I didn't go to school to do none of this. Like I didn't know how to run a commercial stove, commercial kitchen. I'm just a hustler, man. And I know Boss Sauce, which is our flagship sauce for Rochester. I know Boss Sauce is a game changer. And I know the steak sub that we grew up on is not a cheese steak. But for people that don't care to separate the two, it's a reason. You feel me?
Yeah.
And that's why I open this up. Like touring around the world, you will see Cheesesteak Philly. Like I will be on tour buses. I will be with guys and I need to go somewhere else and niggas will get mad because I don't want to eat the cheesesteak. And I'm like, yo,
not everybody knows what they doing. Like people are real slutty with the word cheesesteak.
Right.
Like I remember.
And even the cheesesteak has changed over time. Like
yo, there was I feel like Zaxby's said they had a cheesesteak.
Zaxby's got one. Arby's got one.
I was like, that's not a cheesesteak, man.
Yeah.
That's not a cheesesteak.
And see, like, so in Rochester, you know, we grew up either the Arabs made them or the immigrants made them, Polish, Italians, you know, from the regular bodegas. So ours is just always more gourmet, man. So I just was like, I set in a journey to find a brick and mortar. My man Walt, who live in Orlando, he had been selling Boss Sauce at farmers markets.
Okay.
Feel me, killing it. So he stopped through Atlanta one time with a truckload of Boss Sauce, and I was like, shit, what you want for the cases? And he gave me a good price on the case. I took 5 cases. I got those 5 cases and came over to the barbershop that Saturday. Came in here, Will, and my man that cut right, Virgil, my man from Philly right here, Ben, and there was people in here. And I came in with the Boss Sauce. It was like, yo, I got Boss Sauce for sale. You know what I'm saying? It's the best sauce in Rochester. It's the after finishing sauce and go like selling it. Like I was a representative for Boss Sauce. I sold like a half a case here, and then I went to a mom and pop fish fry joint right up here on Cleveland Avenue. Walked up in there, and did like a test run with them. Let them test it out on a piece of fish, a sample, and they bought a couple gallons. So, and then it was this. What did it for me was it was this place called Big Ass Egg Rolls on like DoorDash, and they was in the Oakland, a ghost kitchen over here in the West End on Oakland.
Okay.
So they bought a couple gallons repeatedly. Like at this point, people are buying, like, you know, people reing up, as we say in the streets. You know what I'm saying? People reing up ball sauce. If you got more ball sauce, boom, picking up, dropping it off. So now I'm catching licks. Ball sauce, I'm doing like probably 5 cases a week, and I'm selling sea moss at the same time.
You still moving sea moss too?
Still moving sea
I gotta
moss.
come see you.
Cause like, you know, that started with my athletic company, Sucker Free Athletics. You know, I was personal training people. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Don Cannon, Trendsetter Sense, DJ Drime. Those are some of my first celebrity clients as far as training folks in the industry. And so CMOS became something that I would, you know, recommend to my clients through that. So I'm selling CMOS ball sauce. I'm probably dumping like you know, 5 cases of each a week. Because behind the scenes of life, I'm doing lift on my off time, like, because it's just idle time. You know what I mean? You're not rapping all year, you're not hustling all year.
Right.
So, and then when I got the brick and mortar, I needed some more bread than what I thought. And I'm like, okay, what could I do on my time to figure out how to run some money up? So one of my homies turned me on, like, shit, it's just like running around with a pack all day, G. It's no different than selling drugs, be picking up people, dropping off people. Shit, I'm pulling in like $1,500 a week. You know what I'm saying? And I'm doing full time. So I'm like, damn, $1,500 on driving? Shit, I done drove up and down the East Coast when I was younger.
Yeah, it's nothing. Yeah.
So I started doing that, and yeah, like, you know, shit, my first week, I think I ran up probably like $1,300 on my own time.
Wow.
And at the time, I needed like 8,000 more for my brick and mortar. So I'm like, shit. So I locked in, you know what I mean? Like tunnel vision locked in. But while doing that, I'm distributing samples of sea moss to ride up to people in my car that's riding.
So building a clientele in real time.
And I'm giving them samples of ball sauce. Well, I got slices of bread in sandwich bags, each slice separated. And I got samples of ball sauce in condiment cups. And if the conversation sparks about, you know, what I'm doing, or if that person that's riding with me in culinary, oh yeah, I'm about to open up a sandwich shop, because by this time I had did a pop-up at a market called Bennett's. They had a location on the Beltline and on Boulevard. It was my daughter's friend, her mother market. It was All-Star Weekend. So she let me do a pop-up there. That was my first steak sub pop-up. And so that launched it. So now the idea is just spinning. So now as I'm driving around doing lift on my off time, I'm seeing like coffee and plants, hot dogs. I'm seeing all these little restaurants. I'm like, yo, I know they not making no. I know the overhead crazy. They can't really be killing it like that though. I know what I could do if I could get a brick and mortar with ball sauce and this, that, and the third, right? So people, every passenger that took a sample of ball sauce bought a jar.
Hell yeah.
Now I'm doing like 10 cases a week out the car. Ball sauce hand in hand, stacking every dime, looking for a brick and mortar. I go to my man crib to watch the game, smoke a couple spliffs. He's in development, buying dirt, selling dirt. I tell him what I want to do. He opens up the closet, my man Steve. He opens up the closet, pulls out these blueprints and say, I got this building that I was going to demolish and build a flat iron building over in Summer Hill. And he like, but yo, you sound so passionate about this ball sauce and these sandwiches. I'll let you have this building. You just gotta have the money to rehab it.
Oh yeah, do it, yeah.
And all this, and you know, bring it back to life, because nothing been there in 50 years. In the same time, he showed me an email that he sent to Big Dave's cheesesteak. Like, I got this building, trying to sell it, demolish it, but if you want it, it'll probably be a good grab and go for what you doing.
Right.
It's no coincidence. This is God.
Yeah.
This is God lining it up. So I'm like, hell yeah, I'm hyped. Like, damn. And I know this what he do. Feel me? So I'm like, yeah, let's do it. So 2 days later, we meet for the paperwork, and he showed me a text message. His college roommate at Georgia Tech from Buffalo. The message say, yo, what you know about ball sauce? His old roommate says,
he went
man,
crazy.
my dad and uncle would die by that sauce.
Yeah.
He said, yo, son, here, man. It got to be meant for you. Like ain't no way around it.
Yo.
And I've treated this whole situation just like I did, like I should have treated my first record deal to a degree. I kept this between me and God. I invited nobody in. I didn't ask. I was asking for help, but I also told people the day that I turn these keys and sell my first sub, my man, feel me? Sell my first sub, I'm not calling nobody no more.
Wow, I had no idea we was the first.
Yeah.
And and everything seems
Out the building.
Yeah.
Out, like, and that,
Yeah, off the stove.
and for me, that night when y'all said y'all was coming through, that ran through my mind. Like, damn, Headkrack about to be the first one to get one off the stove. You probably ride that. Yeah, man.
Wow, I'm on it. I
Nah,
really
facts.
am, man. Everything seems to be in alignment. Everything on God's time. You seem a lot more grounded than most people that I talk to. What do you do for your mental to keep yourself sharp, focused, and not frazzled?
Right. So when before when I was frazzled, I'll be real quick with it. I never played sports growing up, right? Never was the athletically inclined kid.
Okay.
I just wanted clothes, chicks, and bread. It got to a point when I was getting out of my deal with Virgin and Social Death, my friends didn't want to stand next to me no more. Feel me? It was the embarrassing time. They lost your deal. Nobody wants to stand around you. So that drove me to a space of like, I guess, I found out they call it depression. I'm just sad though. But you wondering like I'm sad because it's like, damn, my dreams came true, crashed. Not even my best nigga want to stand around me and kick it. You know what I'm saying? Everybody was embarrassed, to be blunt about it. I could say that. You know what I'm saying? So my friend Jeffrey Hahn, he like, yo, fuck Atlanta. Let's do the entourage life in LA. So that's when I moved to Hermosa Beach, California. With the rest of my money from my deal, I invested in a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom condo with him on the beach.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And that sustains. That's like a part of my financial stability till this day. You get what I'm saying?
That's a brilliant investment though.
He's a brilliant fucking guy. You know what I'm saying? And I knew nothing about that game. You know what I'm saying? He was just looking out. You know what I'm saying? Yo, what you got left? I got this. Damn. Yo, I'm about to make this move with my boy Brill. Give me this, and I'll make this work for you.
Mm-hmm.
So my move to LA, like I said, I'm kind of sad. I'm trying to figure out what I'm gonna do next. You know what I'm saying? Like my greatest dream ever is like crashing before my eyes. So my OG Jazzy, my man Twin, and his man Twin in Dallas, they threw me an independent, Houston. They threw me an independent deal out of Houston, which put a little bread in my pocket.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm writing on the balcony in Hermosa, but I'm watching people jog. And one day I had to get some Dutchess. So I'm like, instead of driving, take a jog, lazy ass nigga. You know what I'm saying? So I take a jog for my Dutchess. I get the Dutchess, and I feel this euphoria. Like the colors is popping. It was a great aggressive jog. Once I got there, I'm like, I'm winded.
Yeah.
But what I learned through running, that's the euphoria. That's the runner's high. I didn't know what it was at that time. Feel me? But everything was like HD. You feel me? And I felt great. I'm like, damn, fuck it. Let's take a little bit of a long way back. So I took a longer way back to get back. And that next morning I did it again. And I kept doing that. And then I started, whenever I got tired, I stopped and do push-ups. So now when I'm in Atlanta, and I just became a father at the time. Okay. So now I'm in Atlanta and I'm running with my daughter in a stroller to the playground. So now I'm at the playground doing struggling dips and struggling push-ups. Like, again, I grew up in the 80s, right? So in the 80s, I've always wanted to be that fly nigga with his shirt off, with a 6-pack, with the chain hanging, with the jeans on, with the fresh kicks, hopping out the Beamer. Now, if you look at my old Instagram pictures, I made all those dreams come true out of what I thought was going through my worst moment. But like I said, I'm built for tough times and make it great. I ended up buying me a red convertible 88 BMW with black interior. I ended up getting a 6-pack. I ended up getting chiseled. I got back on my rap shit, put out a project called The Book of Daniel. Got back on the road. Griselda started emerging. Piggyback a couple of like Griselda shows around the country. Shout out to DJ, God bless the dead, DJ Shay. DJ Shay put a battery in my back. You know what I mean? And that's my mental health came from giving myself something that I never had, a 6-pack.
It's sometimes
because to get a 6-pack, it takes discipline.
Yes.
Like I started eating burgers without the bread. I started doing everything that I didn't want to do to get to a place that I desired to be at. And that's when I learned that is the real battle of life. Everybody get a shot at life, but not everybody is living. And in order to live life, you have to be willing to do what you say, not be afraid, and execute it. You know what I'm saying? A part of winning is losing.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
So where the lesson come from?
So I learned I over the last 15 years of my life, I've learned amazing lessons in life, self-taught lessons. That shit turned into an athletic company. I went on the Boys of Summer tour with DJ Drama and Wiz Khalifa and Fall Out Boy because I knew how to work out.
Okay.
Not because I could rap. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting flown back and forth to Atlanta to LA, getting paid bread, stacks to train people because they think my first client came from Publix, standing in line. The white guy thought I was a boxer.
Word.
Told him I'm not a boxer. I just work out. He paid me $250 a week to train him. And I wasn't even a trainer, but he just wanted what I had.
He saw the work. Yeah, he saw the work in real time.
And so that made me fall back from rapping. And then my man Los, who worked for Warner Brothers in New York, he came down and asked Trendsetter Sense, yo, who the dude you be working out with? And this is what triggered this what started that transition. Los was like, yo, I can't even tell you the rapper Sonny. Our third session is when he realized it was Son NY training him. He didn't even know. He didn't realize it. And then he like, yo, your Instagram page, I can't even tell you a rapper. It's all cooking and working out, everything but rapping. So that's when I created Fat Kid in a Fit Body, a food page, and Sucker Free Athletics. But fast forward, less than 9 months, what is the whole industry doing? Everybody's showing they cook, they work out. So he hit me then and was like, yo, I know you created them pages, but I shouldn't even have told you that. Because now it's the thing to do. When back then, just want to live life better.
You was ahead of the curve, man.
And now, so shout out to Action Bronson. Big fan of Fuck That's Delicious.
Yeah.
Big fan of Frank Pinello, who owns Best Pizza in New York and Brooklyn, and then the TV show on History Channel, Food That Built America. From 2000 to 2022, I studied, watched all of them, and I realized that what Rochester had on a culinary scale, the world needs to have it, because Atlanta definitely doesn't. And if people in Atlanta think like American Deli's good, if the world think a cheesesteak is like the best steak sandwich that exists, like now Cypher, the God is here.
Word.
And we hail from the rock. Feel me? And yeah, righteous only culinary. That's what the rock stand for. If I had to say it, righteous only culinary, because of the culinary arts, I'm here to dominate it just like I did battle rap, and I believe that we are. You know what I'm saying?
Now,
like,
I love all of that for you, because like you proved that you don't necessarily have to go the standard route to get the results you're looking for.
Nah, you don't.
And you took everything that most people would take as like, oh, my life is over, it's ruined,
Facts.
as a launch pad, man.
And even like my man Young Capone, God bless the dead, rapper from Atlanta who passed away. A lot of MCs, a lot of hip hop artists, we're caught up in the one identity that we think works for us, or we've built up this one perception that we want the world to believe in and fall in love with, when technically the key word is perception, and that's what art is. You know, you deliver a perception that you want people to receive and fall in love with, but the greatest perception people can have is your genuine self, and that's what the culinary art has done for me. It allowed me to remain as an artist, but I don't gotta, like, I never cared to be like the main man. I don't care to be the man. I don't care for that shit. You know what I'm saying? I've always been handsome. I've always had some of the most beautiful women in my life growing up. I've had some of the most beautiful, my wife is a beautiful, like I've been blessed to have what I wanted in life.
Right.
And I felt like I've achieved it because I've done what I needed in life. You know what I mean? So I wish I could have told my man Young Capone, like, we could transition from this rap shit or this rap image that we want the people to fall in love with, the persona, to something else and be loved just as greater.
Yeah. Like I think
I think so many of us are just afraid
of
transitioning to something different. You know what I mean?
We chain ourselves to the identity that we think the world wants us to see,
That's a fact.
not truly who we are. Like,
That's
you
a
know,
fact.
rap isn't a monolith, it's a lifestyle. Rapping is the act within a umbrella of larger things,
you go.
man.
Yeah,
And man, like, yo, man, hopefully this conversation found you where you at and put some wind in your sails so you could be as great as you want to be.
I mean,
as long as you're breathing, it's never
learn
over.
from one of the dopest MCs. I mean, he's a dope MC.
I appreciate
he's
you,
a
brother.
dope community activist. He boxes. He raises family. And he's a great TV show host. So you
I'm
know,
just here to serve the people, man. You know, just like you are, serving the people not only with the words, the food.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because food is also as therapeutic as getting a good haircut, which reminds me, I
Will.
got Will is over here. We gonna get y'all both in the chair together because I want to talk to y'all both at the same time, find out
sure.
about y'all dynamic, man. Thank you so much for being so transparent,
appreciate
man.
you,
And like,
thanks for having me.
yeah, you got a very inspirational story, man. And
Hey, man, I have some amazing OGs, man. I have an amazing family, and it's funny because we get greater with time,
yeah,
and as time goes on, I really reflect on what's made me greater with time. You know what I'm saying? And I think the biggest blessing is truly knowing that you have people that love you and support you, man.
yeah. I mean,
Even when you feel like they not, like, last 2 years, my family was a piece of shit in my eyes.
Yeah.
Nobody wanted to assist me or help me with the deli and the brick and mortar. But I realized that was God. It wasn't my family decision. That was God saying, nah. God told everybody no. Don't give them no help, no assistance. He gonna learn that we could do it together, and that's me and my higher power. Or just gotta believe in yourself.
it starts with you. It
Start
always
with you.
starts with you, man. All right, so how did y'all two first meet?
So you
Breeze and Shema?
yeah,
Cujo and
Cujo.
Cujo and
R.I.P. my
Shema.
man Cujo.
R.I.P.
him.
Cujo.
Yeah, man. So I met them through one of my brothers. He actually you might know him. His name is Dorian Forbes. He used to work in the mass comm department at Clark Atlanta.
Okay.
Right. So we went to school together, and Dorian, I guess he was helping them. I guess
Dorian
he met,
wore glasses, working the film, right?
Yeah.
Big dude.
Yeah, he used to be
Shimon
presidential Thomas Forbes.
Yep.
He
Okay.
used to shoot music videos, right?
Yep.
So that's my man. So Big D was like, yo, man, I got two of my young homies I'm gonna send to you, right? So he knew I was cutting or whatever. So he was like, so Shimon and Cujo had pulled up. So fast forward, I started cutting them, and we all started hanging out, just vibing, brother. Because the one thing about that I learned about this game, people start off as your clients and then end up being your like family, like brotherhood. You know what I'm saying? So that's how, me
Man,
and
if you
him
ask me,
rocking like that now. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
as we know, a black man's barber is his therapist.
Absolutely.
Feel me? So it go beyond family. Like you the doc.
That's the cornerstone of this whole thing that we do over here at Trim and True, man. Because, like, a lot of times, we don't take that step to talk to therapists on our own.
Right.
And a lot of times, we reach for what's closest to us. And a lot of times it is that person that we see on a weekly, bi-weekly basis, in the form of a barber or a stylist, man. So it's dope. And y'all been locked in for 25 years and counting.
Right.
What do you feel like the secret to your relationship is?
His hairline, his edge up, edge up. Like, I'll tell you this, man. When my first haircut from Will, when I arrived in Atlanta. Now, mind you, like he said in his interview back then, now he's on the booking, right? But we used to leave the house, maybe 2 cars deep. We used to show up 5 heads alone.
Right.
And we probably get here, and it's 3 to 5 heads waiting. Feel me? So we get to Will at 1 o'clock. We ain't really leaving probably till 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. You know what I mean? Because it's
still pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, because you go ahead.
It should be like a community. So, before appointments, man, the barbershop used to be full. We'd be laughing and joking and kicking it and having fun.
You know what I mean?
Doing wild stuff, you know what I mean? Like have bets.
Somebody gonna bring the bottle, you know what I mean? A barbershop is the block. You know what I mean? It turns into a block. So you don't really pay attention to how long you waited for your cut. You're just, when you're trying to get your cut, you better be around. You know what I mean?
It seems like a lot of shops have gotten civilized in the last 5 to 10 years. It's
word to use.
Like it's like I miss people coming in here selling random things that I didn't know I wanted or needed.
There you
what I
go.
mean?
Yeah.
We had the checkerboard going, and it'd be all kind of stuff going on, man. Like
Car
I don't know if you remember Ro. Bro, we used to have pull-up challenges and
So-
push-up challenges and
So the barbershop is where like you know how you asked me the mental health question. When they had the barbershop over off Headland and Delow, the barber row, she put the pull-up bar in the doorway. So that's really where my workout regimen started at. Waiting for Will to get a haircut. I do pull-ups while I'm waiting. Then fuck around and get too sweaty. Now you gotta wash your head, dry it off, just so it can give you a clean line. But Will also gave me my first copy of P90X.
I used to hustle the DVDs back in the day.
You sell it to them all on one DVD?
No,
it
it was a pack.
It was a pack.
It was separate. Yeah, I ain't have to skip to get to
You
the
got
next
through
stage.
all the tapes? You got through all the discs?
Yeah, I mean that's what changed my life.
Yo, man, I stalled out like around 4.
That's what changed my life. I didn't care. I didn't do all the discs. I did the one that men gonna focus on. So I did arms, back, and arms, back, and biceps, legs and back.
And Ab Ripper X. We used to talk
X was
about
the
that all
worst
the
one.
time.
So that
talked
sounded
about that
very
all the time.
2009, 2010-ish, right?
Yeah.
Yo, because I remember,
Yeah.
man, that's a blast from the past, man.
And what's so crazy is that was the only infomercial that I believed in. Like I would watch that joint late night smoking and be like, damn, that shit like it really worked.
It did work.
So it did work.
There was
So-
an Asian chick on there.
Yeah, kill it.
She's pretty
So
hot.
I wonder where she is. I wonder where she at 15 years
Where are
later.
they now?
Yo, Tim, let us know where she at, man. Totally.
right.
But that goes back to during that time period, me trying to find myself. The barber is your therapist. So Will saw me like he saw me working out.
Right.
So I said, so I got the P90X DVD, and then like he said, Ro had the pull-up challenge. You know what I'm saying? But you can't do 20. I remember the first time I knocked out 25 and took Ro money.
Oh, wow.
Like, I was proud. Like I literally would go to the back of the barbershop. I started they had dumbbells back there, all that. So if I came to Atlanta, get a haircut, work out, but I go back to LA on the same type of time. You know what I mean? So I was I was the first rapper to make Run Your Canyon popular.
Okay, yo, and
on
those
my-
ripples still rock, man. Cause like every time I go to LA, if I'm not doing Runyon, it's the Baldwin Hill stairs.
Yup.
And there's one other spot that was like real aggressive.
MacArthur. Well, I used to train at MacArthur Park.
Okay.
Over in Koreatown. What was the other one? I think it started with a G. The other mountain to go up.
I did the Hollywood sign.
Yeah, whatever park
three-
that is. It's the what's the planetarium, the telescope thing.
I know exactly what you're talking about. And they don't call it the planetarium.
It's not called a
Yeah,
planetarium.
yeah, but I know exactly what you're talking about.
I forget. Yeah.
West Coasters, drop their answer in the chat. But man, but all of that together is dope, man. Cause like I've never seen a situation where like there was a workout situation going on in the barbershop, and
Yeah.
maybe more people should have that, especially when you got them long waits if you ain't using the booking app.
So like the barbershop with Will. It started with Dare. When I got my record deal, we of course I took him to my first video shoot.
Oh, yeah, that was amazing.
This man was telling Will.
Look, so
How much of a fish out of water did you feel in real time? Like just kind of being in that environment.
Oh, I wasn't. I've been used to women all my life. So, pretty women, like he said, I always attracted pretty women too since high school. So, but fast forward back to the Miami.
Yeah.
So I wasn't expecting this. He was like, son, Will, come on down. You know what I mean? Make sure you cut everybody, for the shoot. So, he had everybody lined up, so forth and so on, right? They happened to put me in the room where all the models was at. They oiling the models up and this, that, and the third. I'm like, wow, this is
Dressing
crazy.
room.
In the dressing room with the chicks. I'm like, oh, appreciate you. Good guy.
I went to check on them one time and I almost forgot what I was there doing.
And they were all Miami locals too?
Miami locals.
Yeah, it's like a machine.
70%
Oh, yeah,
couldn't even
yeah.
speak English, man. It was amazing.
Oh, yeah,
That's
it was
what's up.
It was amazing.
That was an amazing day.
And
boy.
the hotel where we stayed at is where we shot the video, so it was just one big plethora of
Yeah.
my homies from Rochester. I think he cut
All of
about
them
20
came
heads
down.
that day.
Yep. They was all cool cats.
And mind you, majority of them dudes showed up with fresh haircuts.
Right.
They saw where Will was cutting. Hey, Will, man, what
Yeah,
you
just sit down for a minute.
Yeah.
real quick. You know what I mean?
Right.
Want that level up.
Hey, that level up.
When there's a will, there's a wave.
Oh, man.
It was a
We
way.
patting that earlier.
Amen.
All credits due to Sonny, man. Yo, man, so what motivates y'all both to keep pushing?
Life.
Right.
You have children, they can't eat promises, so you got to go
And my
get
man
it.
was there for me when I became a father.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
man.
Like,
I
word.
remember when he ain't had no kids. That
Man.
was crazy. Like you see the transition. That's another thing too. Like that's a gift of being a barber. It's like I had some clients since they was in the third grade. Now they grown. They got their own children. They bring their children to me. So it's like you see the transition from even when you 21, 22, you're still a boy, kind of, sort of, you know, per se. But I get to see boys turn into men, and that's the beauty in this game for me. You know what I'm saying? You get to see them
And
transition.
for you to build those generational relationships the way you're doing, man, it speaks volumes on your work ethic and the quality of work that you put out there. Because, you know, like to go from the dad to the kid, a couple years from now, grandbaby, because, you know, we be having kids, we have
It's an
kids.
amazing
You know.
thing, man.
And I mean, I think for me, real recognize real. I've never, honestly, man, like I say, man, you get a fresh Will to go to the club, man. You ain't going nowhere else, man. Like this man haircut changed. I'm talking about women. I've never had women compliment my haircut and hairline as the first thing they say.
Wow.
Like my man Pimpin', my man Jamin, he schooled me when I first moved here. Yo, we go out, don't waste your time hollering at women. They gonna holler at you. I'm like, man, you know what I mean? Like, you confident as a motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? But he was right. He was right. Women will approach you, and when they approach, your hair, who cuts your hair clean? And that sometimes, and I started realizing, if a woman don't know what to say to a man first, it's the motherfucking haircut, man.
Right.
Yeah, and
That's
that's
the intro.
not a compliment that most guys hear often.
You don't
know
hear
what
it,
I mean?
bro.
Like,
I never heard it until this man. You feel me? So why would you go anywhere else? That is your starting point for attracting women. It's that hairline.
Yeah, that locks it in for life, yo.
So yeah, man. So on a vanity level,
Right.
Oh yeah,
on a humane level,
it goes a long way.
you know what I'm saying? Oh,
So that's the male makeup, huh?
that's the male makeup. Yeah. Dude is the illest though, man. He's the illest, man. Like I never knew.
I appreciate that.
Dude, I never knew a hairline could do so much for your life. Even when I was in 106 in Park, Free used to say it. Sonny, your haircut sharp. Come back to the barbershop. Y'all saw Free compliment well. I first walked in. Like,
I know that had to do tremendous things for your self-esteem, and also like, you know, just the fact that you take so much pride in your work, right? Did your clients start booming a little bit more after that glowing endorsement?
Yeah, actually they did. Crazy part about it, about the 106 in Park thing is his last day was one of my clients.
This is one of my clients. Yeah.
Oh,
Well, he's my brother too now.
Diligent. His name's Diligent.
Yep.
So mind you,
Isn't that crazy?
This dude will watch me get prepped to fly to New York to go battle, and the whole time he knew he was going to be the last person to battle.
wow.
Isn't that crazy? Look, I didn't know that either.
So Will had 2 hairlines on 106 at one time.
That might be the first. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, like plaque it, put it on the wall, make the picture. You know, if there was a piece of advice that you could give to anybody, you know, who are maybe at whatever phase of life they're in right now, you know, to, you know, give them that motivation to proceed and just like, you know, navigate the tough storms they may be in, what would you say?
Put God first. Always give him the praise. As soon as you open your eyes up in the morning. Secondly, I would say never stop fighting, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because life is a fight. So you got to get up and be war ready every day.
Every day.
Put your straps on, put your gloves on, and get ready for it, man. You know,
When I run-
some days it's gonna be smooth, some days it's gonna be rocky. But hey, as long as you have more smooth days than rocky days, you know, you're gonna be all right out here.
Hell yeah.
Same thing, man. God first. Like I say, I came out of my struggle through fitness and health. And when I first started running, I do it till this day. I would stop at any religious building I seen and I would say a prayer. And my prayer became shorter and shorter as I got better and more happier with myself during that period. And I just thank God and I ask him for guidance and strength. From there, I believe we got it all.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because what more can he can't do?
It was written.
For you. It was written. So
Right.
you ask for guidance, you ask for strength, and then don't get in your own way by making excuses.
Right.
Let's get it done, man. That's
get it
real.
done.
So, yo, man, last little thing we're gonna do, it's lightning round. It's called Cut It or Keep It. I'm gonna throw some things out there. You let us know if you rocking with it. If so, you gonna cut it. You're gonna keep it. If you ain't rocking it, we gonna cut it. All right?
Let's go.
All right. Man weave units. Cut it or keep it.
Oh, cut it.
Cut it.
Yeah, there's a couple of people who pull it off convincingly. I was watching a new season of Stranger Things. So the new season of Stranger Things is a situation where it was not pulled off convincingly. The black guy, I think his name is Caleb in real life, man, they had a high top fade on him, man. And like That was the stranger thing.
I mean, if it's for Hollywood and makeup,
Right, that's different.
That's different.
But just walk around every day.
Look, man.
I don't know. I'm not big on gluing. No disrespect to those who do. You know, get it how you live. But
I mean,
that's just not my. That's not my
cosmetics. So if you feel like you need the cosmetic adjustment for your confidence and your manhood, you know what I'm saying. I'm not gonna knock you.
Right, me either. Just not my twist.
Just not our twist.
When Steve Harvey had like the detachable hot top fade and no one knew that.
We didn't even know.
Yeah, like
He was the first to do it.
Do we feel like we were hatfished in that situation as a community? Like,
Hey, I mean, he pulled it off for many, many years.
I think
And
he
that was
inspired.
part-
I think he inspired barbers like my man right
Steve
here
Harvey
to
lineup,
come up with
yeah.
this. There we go.
that precision,
He was
yo.
the first person
Yeah,
to
man.
give me a Steve Harvey lineup, and it
Right,
changed
right,
my
right.
life. So
Let's go.
That was
man,
inspiration, though. I
that
ain't
was
gonna lie.
inspiration. Yeah, I think that
It
was inspiration for a black man to.
And that was
be
huge
sharp.
for his brand too, because after that he got the suits and you got the this, that. You know, it blew Steve Harvey up through the roof. Just having that crispy haircut that nobody could kind of figure out what it was at that time. We just thought it was his hair. So, shout out to Steve for that, man. He changed the barber industry because everybody wanted that Steve Harvey line. Right.
It made
So
its
we
way
had-
into a bunch of rap songs. Like,
Right.
you know, women
And
pull that off
and let me
too.
say this, man. Like I don't know if my barber said this. You know, I'm not a fan of Beijing. I think I'm gonna when my grades come, I think I'm gonna take them on as they should. You know, under this hat, my dreads are definitely gray blended. But he the first person I ever seen take the card and do the.
Okay.
I've never seen that in my life until I sat in wheelchair. I never even saw other barbers do it in any other cities when I had to get a haircut during tour time. Like nobody's ever pulled it out. So I know it's popular now, but this is 2004.
Right.
Nobody was knocking on that door.
Like, how do barbers find out the new things?
Yeah, how'd you find out about that trick though?
Man, I just was experimenting. I wanted to.
Shit, let me ask you that. How
look,
did you find out about
I wanted my haircuts to stand out. So I was just experimenting with different little products and stuff. I started off with this. They had this like this wax pen, right? And it was too heavy. You know what I'm saying?
The one that
It
leave that
didn't
little
look-
white line, right?
No, not that. It was like a Royal Crown stick. You know the Royal Crown?
I think I remember when you.
It was like a
when
little stick.
Yeah, I think I
And
remember that.
I started off with that, and I was like, nah, that ain't good enough. So I went to a couple hair shows, and I saw the high beam spray. Matter of fact, do I have a can of that? Yeah, I do. So back in '99, shout out to my man Chuck Webb. We used to work together, and we experimented with this. Once we got that right, man, it changed the game, man. It changed the game.
Hey,
for us.
what?
Yeah,
So,
man.
so most of the game comes from the hair shows. Like, is that like a barbershop version of like The Source or anything? Where like,
Yeah, kind of, sort of. Like you get a chance to just put your skills and stuff on display and so forth, you know. And it's a lot of, you know, new hair products, especially for the women. It's a lot bigger for the women because you know they always rolling out new equipment for, you know, to straighten the hair and all that kind of
They're
stuff.
at the forefront of hair technology. Those women, man. Like people be having lace fronts. I can't even tell. Like I'm a terrible wig whisperer.
Shout out to Barber Brothers too. I got two of my clients, a member of that family.
Oh, word?
Yeah, one of them used to be, I think he was head of marketing and distribution. Mr. G and my man Trey, you know Trey.
Yep, Trey.
Yeah, Trey.
So yeah, so y'all so you pretty much said, you know, Beijing is trash. So you're like you're cut it. You're more so like keep it, right? Like, you know, whatever the people need, right?
Right.
All right, cool. That was on there. You from the future. Barbers charging deposits. Cut it or keep it.
Keep it.
Keep it.
Keep it. Because,
Keeps you honest. Make sure you show up, right?
right.
I mean, you know,
Yeah, because you know, people have to respect people's time. So if I'm willing
ADHD at an all-time
so if
high,
I'm
man.
willing to block off a piece of my time for you, just try to, you know, I understand things happen, you know, so just try to be, you know, punctual. You
That's
know what I'm
fair.
saying? Right. So, you know.
Like, at what point do you get to where you have to be like, all right, man, I need a deposit? Like, is
Oh,
it
after
like
about
after
the-
the second
After like a
no
second
show?
or third no show, yeah, we have to
Gotcha.
go ahead and figure that out. Man.
show up, people? That's all it take.
Right. It's just respect. You know,
Yo, no doubt,
because
man.
I didn't book that time. You booked that time.
Hey, you
So,
said that's your convenient time.
That's your word, right?
Yep.
If I say I'm gonna be here, then keep. If I'm a man of my word, you should be a man of your
I
word.
missed some appointments and paid the penalty. Don't say
Hey,
it. You gotta let
everybody get this late
you
smoke.
gotta let
Right,
that,
right.
you gotta
But
let that weekend rough.
Right, but it happens though.
You get no hoes that weekend. No compliments that weekend.
Yo, man, I appreciate the game both of y'all gave today. Real quick, if people want to find you online, where can they go, Will?
My Instagram handle is @styleismylife, ATL. That's me.
I know you have a lot of dynamics in which you deal with. What's the best place to find you? I mean, like, you know, there's the restaurant. I'm still intrigued at the quesadilla lasagna.
I gotta make that for you one day. It's a lovely family dish, man.
I love that.
I'll send you the recipe. You can make it at home, man. It's simple.
I'll give it a go.
Hey, shout out to Hudson and Alphonse too. I'm so proud of this guy right here, man. Y'all make sure y'all pull up and support my brother too, man. He's one of the greatest brothers on the planet right here, man.
So, man, let's just go with @Hudson and Alphonse. That's my newest and greatest venture. And right now, Hudson and Alphonse is the latest twins that I'm raising. So they can use all the following and support that they get because the babies are expensive. So @Hudson and Alphonse, and always going to be @SunIsOut, SUNIZOUT. When you see God, you see me.
Yo, and also tap in on that music too. My man is nice as ever, is still ferocious with it, man.
Oh, my new single out, Burgers with Buck, featuring Fox 5 Atlanta's own Burgers with Buck Lanford.
Yo, he real one, man. Yo, man, appreciate the game,
Appreciate
man.
you, G.
Appreciate it,
man. Thank y'all for keeping it trim and true. There it is, episode 16 of Trim and True. Shout out to my guy, Style is My Life ATL, for bringing the art, and shout out to Sun Is Out for bringing the real. If this episode gave you something, confidence, perspective, motivation, do me a favor, like, comment, and subscribe, and send us to somebody who needs a reminder that leveling up starts from the inside. This is Trim and True. Sharp cuts, sharper conversations. Catch you on the next one.